Hi guys, this is Holiday Inflatable Fanatic. Today I'm going to be doing an inflation and review on this Airflowz Christmas inflatable countdown Santa, or at least that's what I've been calling it. It holds the little countdown display, as I kind of said, and as you guys can see through the photo, and it goes along with the advent calendar, and you can manually change the number it displays so that it goes along, as I said, with the advent. So I don't want to be too repetitive, but that's pretty much the major point I wanted to get across. Let's take a look at the box. The box is really beat up, as you guys can probably tell. Here's the side. There's a little picture on the side showing the countdown display, whatever you want to call it. This side is especially beat up. I'm not sure if they have the year on it or anything. I'm looking at it right now. I don't think it does. Last side, 7 feet tall. Top, apparently this was bought at JCPenney. And inside you got stakes, tethers, all that good stuff. So, as I said, box is beat up, but that is because I did get this in the same lot I bought the Shivering Snowman off of. I have the inflatable laid out right here, and let's go ahead and inflate this guy. So here it is, fully inflated. Looks really good, I have to say. Let's take a couple different angles of it. Colors look very nice on it. It's definitely not faded. It's a little dirty here and there, but from afar, you really can't tell. But when I get a close-up, I'll show you guys. Alright, so the next clip, I'll go into some of the details and the technical stuff, so let's do that right now. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the face. Santa's face is really well done. I really like that it has that classic look to it. It's just a really well done Santa design. I mean, as soon as you see it, you think of Santa. But not only that, it just has that very classic feel to it. And I know I've said this in other videos, but I do appreciate when Jemmy does give it, that very classic looking, a classic style to it is what I'm trying to say. All the details are, the screen printed. I couldn't think of the name for a second. His mustache inflates, so does his nose. And of course his beard does. That was the little mark I was saying. There's a little something right here too, but nothing too bad. Down here with the little number display, it says days till Christmas on the bottom, obviously indicating that this is a countdown. Has the bow on top left corner. These do not inflate, sadly, but the middle does. And Santa's has black gloves in this model. I know especially on the Jemmy models, they always change that up. Some are green gloves, some are blue, etc. And down here, you have his pants and boots. And this is pretty cool. This is a separate material, so it does add that sense of, not necessarily depth, but it gives it, I guess, some realism to it. And they still added the belt to it, which is really, really nice detail of Airflowz, and it goes all the way behind, even though some of the display is stitched onto it. So they still added that detail despite you really not being able to see it, which is something I truly appreciate. Now let's get into some of the more technical details. It has 3 tether loops, one on each side of him, and then there's one actually on the back, which is kind of necessary since the front is very heavy with this display in it. However, it does tend to lean backward. Right now I have it propped up against the spout to our gutter system, So that's what's keeping it, you know, perfectly vertical right now. But it does tend to lean back, and I'll explain that in a second. Let's talk about LEDs. It has one LED in the back of his head, one LED on his waist, and one actually right underneath the display. For some reason, I thought there was two on the display. I thought I saw one, but I think I must have mistaken it for the one that's on the bottom. So speaking of the fan is really cool because it has this double cheap fan system, and it's built into, I guess, one case, if that makes sense. And it's because of this fan, since it's so big and it's also above the ground, that's causing it to lean back. So that's why I had it propped up against, you know, this tube right here to prevent it from, you know, trying to touch the ground, because obviously gravity is trying to force this thing all the way down to the ground, and which ultimately causes this to fall backwards. So in this next clip, I'm actually going to go inside the inflatable and show you this double tube fan system. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so here is the fan. So as you guys can see, it's pretty much just two typical G fans attached onto, you know, this giant vent. I mean, that's really the only way I can really describe it. I mean, besides that, it's really the same. The biggest difference with this one compared to the Gemmy ones is that the fan, the output, or where the air actually exits the fan, or the spout, I don't know what to call it, but that's actually facing upward, while on the Gemmy inflatables, they're typically facing to the side. So that's definitely a little different, and I'm not sure if I like that difference, because the reason why Gemmy does that is because so when it rains, you know, water actually doesn't get inside the fan. With this way, with it being just straight up, water can get inside and could potentially, what's it called, not injure, but break the motor. So yeah, let's go to the next clip. Alright, so now we're going to go further in depth into the display board. So let's go behind here and we'll take a look at the brains and everything behind it. So here it is. You guys can see there's some wires coming out. The wires comes from inside the inflatable right here, goes through into the board itself. I'm not sure what's behind this. It could be batteries, but I don't think so, because it is run by the motor, and I don't understand why you would use batteries unless you cut this wire. So I don't know what's behind there. It could be, I don't know, something else. It could be LEDs. I really have no idea, but I've not opened it up. So here is the plus button, and here's the minus button, and what this does is changes the number. So obviously the plus makes the number go up, and minus makes the number go down. Down here you have mode. So the mode does a couple things. It one can change the number, so it can start it from 0, while the other one will start it all the way up to, like, I think it's 99 or something like that. And then there's one other mode where the lights can blink, so they'll just blink continuously. And then there's one mode, the one I'm always using for the entire video, is where it just goes still. Then down here is the on and off switch. So if for whatever reason you don't want to use the display or the board or whatever, you can just click that switch and it will turn off. And I'll show that right now if I can find the button. There you go. Let's turn it back on. Automatically resets. Now I'm gonna hit mode. Here's the blinking mode. Now I'm gonna change the number. So as you can change the number, make it go down, make it go up. If I leave it like that, it will just continuously blink as so. Alrighty guys, that's going to be everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really happy with this piece. It's really nice. I love the countdown on it. Plus, I think it's really cool that it has the double teeth fan on it. I don't know why I like that. It's just very unique. But yeah, I kind of have a little bit of a surprise for this Christmas display. I'm going to implement something new into my display, and I think you guys are going to really like it and really enjoy it. I'll reveal what that is, later on, as obviously the season approaches us. But long story short, with that change that I'm making, with that addition to my display, I think this piece is going to look really nice. It's going to fit in perfectly. So as I said, I hope you guys enjoy. That's going to be pretty much everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.